Philly 60 weeks with Musa Skosana. Well, definitely that's right. And this evening I'm joined by a man I've enjoyed his skits and I've enjoyed his production as far as social media and on YouTube is concerned. DJ Mnyasa, he's a local media practitioner and as well as a filmmaker based here in the province of Mpumalanga, simply because I've invited Mnyasa to be my guest this evening as we talk ahead of the establishment or rather establishment of a community television station here in the province of Mpumalanga. And you remember that history on the cards as efforts to establish the first community TV station gains momentum. This, as the deadline for the application of this community television license to ICANSA is looming. The deadline is on the 12th of January 2023. The Executive Council of the Mpumalanga Provincial Government, through its weight behind this establishment of this community television station initiative through a resolution taken in November 2021. And currently, Mpumalanga is cited among the 4 provinces in the country with no such a great platform. And you remember that this particular platform I'm talking about will not only contribute towards employment, and it also somewhat serve as a platform for a lot of graduates who are studying towards media to have experience. And also it will help us tell our own stories to our own languages. DJ Mnyasa is my guest. My brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you, Mr. Musa?
I'm very well, my brother. Talk us through, just as yourself, I'll call you a content creator such as yourself. You're based in Mpumalanga. You're so passionate about telling our stories. When you hear the news that Mpumalanga provincial government is somewhat in conversation or luring people, especially community members, to gather into a space to work towards establishing, this community television program, do you get excited? Talk us through just your emotions.
Thank you so much, my brother, for having me, and greetings to your listeners, whoever is listening now. My brother, to answer your question, it is exciting and it's good news. It's long overdue. We've been waiting for Mpumalanga to have a community TV, and hearing the Honorable Premier of Mpumalanga, Honorable Premier Refile Mutsweni-Tsipane, addressing the SOPA, which is the State of the Provincial Address, mentioning the issue of Mpumalanga having to have a TV. It excited us, cinema creatives alam Mpumalanga, as well as the EXCO and the Office of the Premier in Mpumalanga, uniting us for this great initiative, because we will have a platform, our own platform in Mpumalanga, to create content that will tell stories in our language, to mention Siswati, to mention Isindebele, Isitsonga, Pulane, as well as Zulu, to mention a few languages. So it's very exciting for us to be having our own community television in our beautiful province of Mpumalanga.
Without a doubt. I mean, you speak with that excitement in your voice. But talk us through, it just won't be another television station, but see province in Mpumalanga sizozuza kanjani in terms of ukusebenza nokuthi sibe namakhono esingakhona ukwenza lapho kule television station.
A television, my brother, is vast. A television contains or consists of people who will be working behind the scenes. Talking about people who will make sure the production ihamba kahle, sikhuluma ngema-directors, the lighting crew, as well as people who will be on screen. Those are your stars, your celebrities. I'm talking about your actors, your actresses, your presenters, as well as the news team. TV will also have an office. People will be working under HR as well as PR. People will be developing website for the TV so that you can also be online. And there are unemployed graduates within our province of Mpumalanga that will have the opportunity ukuthi isebende lana ke kule TV leqhamukako. TV ifuna ke bantu labaningi, my brother. We have got people who did media studies, but they don't really get a platform to practice whatever that they've studied for. And some of them, they've studied journalism, and so having our own TV now in Mpumalanga will give them practice or whatever that they've studied for, because some of them, they've got love for TV, some of them, they've got love for media, but it's kind of far to move or relocate to other provinces in order for them to champion whatever that they wanted to achieve, study the journalism, because some of them, they do studying via internet, this and that. So we're also going to be training people who are really passionate and love le industry lesikuyo, and developing even children of a younger age for kids show, because TV will also have shows for kids, educational shows for kids, as well as this TV will drive economy or boost the economy of Mpumalanga. I'm talking about your tourism here. I'm talking about your agriculture. Mpumalanga is known for tourism sites. Mpumalanga is known for agriculture. So we'll have shows that will showcase our beautiful province of Mpumalanga, as well as the languages, as I've mentioned before, that is Isiswati, Isindebele, Chitonga, Pulane, Zulu, especially Isindebele, Isiswati, and Chitonga. Those are the languages listening our bone TV. So us having to develop content that will employ or hire people who are Swati speaking, Sindebele speaking, you see my brother. So kuningi nje sitobeke sikuenda kakhulu kuna TV, you're but different, and the content will champion this TV. I always say content is king. So yeah, sure.
Yes, definitely. Most definitely content is king. And, just talking about just, the roles that one needs to play. I mean, you've mentioned that within the television spectrum or within the television production, there's quite a number of people that would benefit, such as directors and all of those. But also we understand that the role of government in ensuring that we see the establishment of such a great platform, of such a great television station, is somewhat limited based on the ICASA legislation,
sure.
I suppose, which forbids government to be seen as leading such initiatives. But talk us through, what sort of advice would you then give to members of Mpumalanga communities, like you've mentioned, in the various dialect of the language that is being spoken here in the province, be it Indebele, Sitonga or isiZulu that is spoken here, and obviously those people are segregated around the regions of our province. What would you advise them to do to ensure that by the 12th of January 2023, the license application is duly submitted?
Sure, my brother, thank you for your question. This community television should be community-driven. I've mentioned that the government's role is limited. It's true, according to the ICASA regulations, very true. So it should be community-driven. For us, or my advice is for us as creatives in Mpumalanga to come together, to unite with the goal of seeing this vision to work for this generation and for the future generation. So to put effort, my brother, and mobilizing the people that we are supposed to be mobilizing, because remember, if you are applying for a license, you must have religious leaders, you must have people like community leaders. So having for us who are creative or in this creative space, mobilizing the people that are needed in order for us to do this in a short space of time, the application, as well as the filling of the forms, and as well as the submission before the 12th of January. Remember, we are approaching December, which is festive. Most people will be visiting home, most people will be relaxing, but then having us to unite and work for the vision of Mpumalanga TV, I believe, and that this can be done before the closing date of the submissions.
We are so excited about this. I can tell even from myself and, from your end, we speak with, the zeal that we need. But the application process is but one of the many hurdles to be overcome. Before the station goes online or on air.
Sure.
In your understanding, Mnyasa, how long would this take for the station to go on air, once the license is approved? Because so yeah, definitely talk us through there, my brother. Because I know
sure. My brother, we have got ready content in our beautiful province of Mpumalanga. Remember that we were not given TV whereby we can put our content. So we've got ready content. Talk about ready content, my brother. Hearing from hearsay, you will remember that we've got Mpumalanga Cultural Experience, of which the cultural experience is having a film pillar. And I've heard that in that film pillar, they'll be showcasing local movies. It shows that creators are ready for this TV, because there is content already that will be showcased. Another thing, my brother, we have got ready actors as well as ready actresses. I'm talking about developed people here, because there were programs taking place in our beautiful province of Mpumalanga, your ego visuals, where we have got 9 stops of people who are developed, people who have trained to be able to capture, to be able to act, to be able to direct, lighting and all this and that. We're talking about developed people here in our beautiful province of Mpumalanga. But then we should not, I'll be honest with you that though we are ready, we've got the ready content, but then it is not enough because we don't have a soapy that can play for 3 months. We don't have a drama. We don't have an educational feature that can be featured on TV that can make a TV to be sustained for 24 hours. We don't have that. But then, but then we have got presenters as well as actors who are ready, scripted content ready. And another thing that we need to look at before then we can take off with this TV is that we need to secure a working space. We need to have equipment, my brother, equipment for us to work. We need to audition people so we are sure that we're delivering content. And we need stakeholders to come. You see, those stakeholders will come and help us to get that building where we'll set up our TV. We'll need equipment. But then having all that, I'm telling you, my brother, in 3 months' time is good for us to go with unstoppable content. Sure.
Wow. Any advice you'd give to all the interested parties to work towards or work together as a team rather than in silos?
Sure. My brother?
Mnyasa, can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah. So I'm asking you to share with us any advice that, those who are interested, like you've mentioned, you said that we do have already existing and established actors and producers in the province of Mpumalanga. Any advice to them to work together instead of just working in their own spaces and in silos? Talk us through just any advice you'd share with us as to how we could work together towards establishing this particular, great milestone for the province.
Thank you so much, my brother, for your question. First thing first, my brother, we have is love for this media. We must be passionate. We must be visionaries, and money will follow because most people they tend to come in such spaces thinking that they will have money. Some of them they think that. Some of them they are fighting for positions instead of focusing on the vision to take this TV or this community TV to another level. People should not be greedy. There are people who are knowledgeable. There are people who are skilled. They have to share with others. You see, so that we can have Mpumalanga untouchable and we can have progressive television. First thing first, my brother, is love and passion. Be visionary, money will follow. We should not come into this space because lapha abantu kunemali mhlambe nangafika lapha ngithola iposition so that will kill this whole movement lecalwa ke Mpumalanga lesukumele i-EXCO as well as the office of the premier, my brother.
Without a doubt there. And before I let you go, Mnyasa, there, one thing I must say is that Rise of Heaven 60 Minutes needs to be on TV now. So now that you've excited us with this program or just this initiative of starting our own community television station, Rise of Heaven 60 Minutes needs to be on TV.
Definitely, my brother.
Yes, 15 minutes after 7, in case you just joined us, I was chatting there with a local media practitioner, DJ Mnyasa. He's also a content creator. If you are interested in, seeing his work, he's mostly accessible there on YouTube. You can go and check out his work there. Amazing work and amazing skits that he does produce there. My brother, thank you so much for making time this evening to come speak to us. We really appreciate and we hope that as a province of Mpumalanga, we'll come together and work towards the establishment of this particular platform to ensure that our stories in our own languages are told.
Thank you so much, my brother, for having me. Thank you for this interview. Tomorrow, asking people to come at Tanzania District Disaster Center at 9. Thank you so much for Mpumalanga government for having such initiative. Thank you, my brother.
Really appreciate, my brother. That's DJ Mnyasa, one of the media practitioners here in Mpumalanga, talking through, or rather just giving us a sense of this establishment of a community television station that will be somewhat, process rather, that will be somewhat ensuing tomorrow. He did mention that the stakeholder engagement workshop will take place tomorrow at the District Disaster Center. Only interested parties who have now confirmed will be allowed to attend. Remember that DJ Musa said they start at 9, but be there early so that you familiarize yourself with the registration processes there, because we are not only attending, we are going to participate and or somewhat direct the direction in which this particular station needs to go. Remember that this broadcast was proudly brought to you by the Mpumalanga Provincial Government. Let's go to Mpumalanga together.
Grind visuals. #Memories in motion.